So I've gotten a lot of questions about running through the entire process and being completely transparent without kind of cutting and speeding up the video. So I'm going to walk through the entire process right now. I'm going to look to stream, the entire thing and basically be as transparent as possible to show people that start to finish. Part of the reason why we typically speed it up is for the videos on Instagram. We obviously want to show a little bit of a quicker, more digestible way of viewing this. But I'm going to run through the entire process right now to show you start to finish. Let's see how it goes. Definitely gotten better at cracking these cards. So let's dump this right now. The card we just cracked is a 2019 Panini Select Rui Hachimura. I'm going to wipe this down because sometimes we've been getting debris on these cards after cracking them. And this card was graded an 8. So let's flip through the process. The first start to the process, I'm going to go and I'm going to add this card to the shoebox app. And if you guys want to flip through some of this and go straight to the end, you could do that also. So Rui card 51, actually it just displayed it, there it is. We're gonna add that to collection. I'm gonna run through our regular grading process here. And some of the questions I've been getting online are, what's the best way to do this? What's the easiest way to do this? If you watch the way I have my phone basically mounted on the surface like this, kind of keep the phone stationary and you just start flipping the card around. I've found that's kind of the best and easiest way to do this. Keep the phone stationary, and each time it takes a picture, you can just flip the card. You can get through this pretty quickly. I've been doing a bunch of these, obviously, so I've been able to get the time down to something around like a minute and a half. And as mentioned in previous videos, if you're listening in, one of the things that we're working towards is being able to drop some of these angles and shots. I think there's going to be a future in which we probably drop either a corner shot or a side shot because we are able to effectively capture the corners and the sides from each of those opposite views. And I think over time, as we get more data and as we get into a better spot, we're going to get more comfortable with being able to drop some of those. Another question that I've gotten a lot is there a way to capture a video of this? Right now, we do not use video to capture. Part of the reason is the resolution on the video shots is not nearly the same quality and resolution as the still shots that we're getting. I've mentioned this before, but the shots that we're taking right now, we take 2 snaps each time. One's a flash, one's a no flash. And part of that is to effectively capture the surface and all the damage and all the angles and things like that. It's really important to be able to use glare, similar to when graders are using, light to effectively see the surface of a card. I think it's kind of really important. So we're gonna give this typically takes around 30 to 60 seconds. I also pulled up the back end portal of this so people could see. As we see here, this is the card, it's been submitted. The status is gonna change in here, and this is kind of the behind the scenes that I'm gonna show everyone once the card actually pops. Leave it here for now. You should get a notification when it actually does come up. Gonna put the label right there so everyone could see it. Again, this is something that we're probably gonna do in a live stream soon. I just haven't found the right opportunity to do it. We need to have a crowd where it would kind of make sense, but that's something that we plan to do soon also. So as you can see, I could actually see on the portal in the back, it shows submitted. it shows the runtime, and at some point it's gonna flip over to grading succeeded. I'm gonna start recording my view on the camera too, so I could show both a split screen of once it's on here. My phone's on silent right now, so I may not necessarily get a notification in my tray, so I'm just gonna keep checking it. And for those online who are using the app currently, we're seeing a ton of submitted cards. A lot of them don't make it through the process. If you'd watch these videos, the videos could really give you a really good and defined kind of walkthrough of how we do it, the techniques that we use. It's gonna get easier over time. This is V1, this is beta, so, you know, be patient, but all right, we got a grading succeeded in the portal. So we see the tray notification right here. We're gonna go to this card. So we got a shoebox pre-grade of an 8.5. The subgrades are gonna show us the 9 was a centering, the corners were an 8, edges were 10, surface was 8.5. And again, you know, this card was traditionally graded as an 8. If we go into the backend portal, we'll look through and see kind of what it found. I'll actually turn on a light for this so we can look at the card and inspect it after the fact. As I look at the card over here, I see some damage within the black box that it picked up. On the corner, this is a little rough, this corner right here. I see some of this damage on the surface that I was able to pick up. Same thing with the edge over there. We could go to the back now. There are things like surface issues and print lines that it definitely caught. As you can see, one right here. Oh, I see this. There's a piece of damage on the edge that I got right here. That was actually great. I'm gonna hold it up to the camera. I don't know if you could see it, but right up here. And again, there's some back damage surface, which is this. And lastly, yeah, this corner right here is slightly bent, very subtle. I actually couldn't see it until I just held it up to the light, but you know, all in all, I think it did a really good job. You know, 8.5 is gonna be somewhat in line with the 8 that it received. So again, we feel really good about this. I'm gonna post this whole video, so hopefully you get a better education to how this product works, this process works, beginning to end. And if you have any questions, you know where to find us. Hit us on social.